Today is Tuesday, September 4th, 1990. Our champion, Doak Fairey, is 2 steps away from an ultimate challenge worth $55,000. This is a reference librarian, Alice Apple. And this is a psychiatrist, Dr. Richard Miller. Doak is the champion. Alice and Richard, you are the challengers. And now here's your master of the challenge, Dick Clark.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Don. Hey, I welcome you to the Challengers. Hope you had a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Today, Alice and Richard will be doing their best to knock Doak out of his position because any player who wins 3 games in a row will have a shot at our ultimate challenge of $55,000. Not bad. Doak, you have won 1 game. Let's see if you can win a couple more and get to that ultimate challenge. You never know what your challengers will do, though. These other folks are not rooting for you, Doak. I hate to break it to you. In just a moment, I'll reveal the categories for the first half of play. But first, let's play the Challenger Sprint Round for control. Let me tell you how it works. I have all the questions right here. We're going to set our clock for 1 minute. I'm just going to fire one question after another at you as quickly as I can until time is up. $100 for a correct answer. We'll take away $100 if you're wrong, and the player with the most money when the time runs out. We'll have the first selection from our category board, and for each of you, we've opened your own personal Citibank Visa account. Every dollar you earn in the game will be deposited to your account, and the money and the benefits that go with that account are yours to keep. If you're ready to play, step up to the challenge. Set the timer, if you will, for 1 minute. First question coming up. The Mattel Toy Company recently began printing trading cards featuring their top doll. Name that doll. Doak.
Barbie.
Barbie's right. Mesopotamia, often called the cradle of civilization, is today most of what country? Richard.
Iraq.
Correct. Name the musical group that includes teen heartthrobs named Jonathan, Joe, Jordan, Don. Alice.
New Kids on the Block.
You are right. What is your name if you're waiting to be confirmed as our new Supreme Court Justice? Alice.
David Souter.
Correct. According to the radio commercial, where would you be staying tonight if Tom Bodett said? Doak?
Motel 6.
We'll leave the light on for you. You're right. Name the macho star of the exciting new film release, Delta Force 2. Doak?
Chuck Norris.
Correct. Bankruptcy threatens America's 5th largest city, according to its mayor, W. Wilson. Alice.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. W. Wilson Good is the mayor. What ancient city is the current capital of Egypt? Richard.
Cairo.
Correct. In the terms UHF and VHF, what does the letter? Alice?
Ultra high frequency.
I'm sorry. Anybody else? Doak?
Very high frequency.
No, sir. Anybody else? Richard?
Frequency.
Hold on a second. Did he beat the buzzer for time? He
Yes.
may give us an answer.
Frequency.
Frequency is the thing we were looking for. got everything but frequency. The last holdout steps ahead. Richard, congratulations. Right now, you're in control of the game. In your account, you've got $300. Doak, you've got $200. Alice, you've got $200. And you'll be out maneuvering and outguessing each other for the right to answer the questions that'll appear on our video wall. Now, we'll play 2 halves, and then we'll move into our final challenge round where we'll determine today's winner. You're all set and ready to go. Let's take a look at the 6 subjects up there as we start the game, and they are the Grant family, bow ties, back in the USSR, let's go to the movies, New Jersey, Huey, Dewey, and Louis the 15th. And I don't know what some of these mean, Richard. What would you like to try?
How about bow ties?
Bow ties. All right. For $150, Bo Derek. $200, Bo Diddley, and Bo Kimball for $250. The higher the amount of money, the more difficult the question. Look at your personal electronic keypad. You're already in, Richard. Alice, if you want to go to... All right. You are off and running. We will immediately double the value of every question. Everybody's going to go for that $300 question now on Bo Derek. Stand by. If you get it right, you'll have a chance to sweep the board, and that could be worth $1,200. Bo Derek might be a 10 to her fans, but she's a 4 to husband John. Richard, I didn't finish. I hope you know the answer.
Ursula Andress.
That's right. The man is psychic. The rest of the question was, name any one of Bo's predecessors. Patricia Bears, Ursula Andress was one, which you got, or Linda Evans. Congratulations. Now, you have a chance to sweep the board over here. The remaining questions, you can answer them one at a time. If you're right, you get the money. If you're wrong, you will deduct that amount. So it's kind of a tough choice. You want to go for Bo Diddley or Bo Kimball?
I think I'll go for Bo Kimball.
Bo Kimball. All right, then for $500. This bow was chosen as the #1 draft choice of what NBA team? Sorry, the LA Clippers was the answer. Cost you a little bit there, Richard. I'm sorry. If you'll hang in there, we'll be back in just a moment to play another round of the Challengers right after this. Before we run along any further in that sprint round that goes like Billy Blue Blazes, there was a question in there in the terms UHF and VHF, what does the, and then somebody rang in, we got lots of answers, and finally Richard came up with frequency. Somebody's out there saying, what was the question? The question, what does the letter F stand for? And you finally got it. All right, Alice, I am told to ask you about your cheesecake. I don't know what that means, but tell me about your cheesecake.
Well, I'll tell you, Dick, I make really good cheesecake. Marble cheesecake, chocolate cheesecake, straight cheesecake. It was once referred to as killer cheesecake. I think it's because of the calories and the cholesterol that are in the cheesecake.
Oh.
It's very good.
Well,
they told me I couldn't bring any.
No, that would be very unfair advantage here. Doak, I've gotten to know a little bit more about you along the way. We've met a couple of times. You're an expectant dad?
Yes, my wife and I, Susan, are expecting our first in February.
Much good luck.
Thank you.
We wish you a happy baby and a healthy one. Richard, I have a cheat note. I even wrote it down. You collect kachinas, K-A-C-H-I-N-A-S. What is a kachina?
Well, basically, Dick, they're dolls that are carved by Hopi Indians, usually, that represent various aspects of their life and world, spirits, animals, things like that.
Interesting grouping of people here. An expectant father, a baker of cheesecake, a collector of kachinas. What will we learn from this group? Richard, you're in control of the game. You got $100. The other two are tied at $200. The game has just begun. Let's continue now and review the subjects. The Grant family back in the USSR. Let's go to the movies. New Jersey, Huey, Dewey, and Louis the 15th. Richard, what's your place?
Huey, Dewey, and Louis the 15th.
All right. For $150, Huey P. Long, Thomas E. Dewey, and Louis the 15th for $250. The higher the value, the more difficult the question. You'll go to your keypad now and secretly lock in your wager. All right, we got two Huey Long questions. Let's deal with Alice and Richard to begin with. For $150, known as the Kingfish, legendary politician Huey P. Long was the populist governor of what state, Richard?
Louisiana.
Correct, sir, for $150. And Doak, you're going for the $200 question on Thomas E. Dewey. Republican Mr. Dewey was the last major presidential candidate to wear facial hair. He was defeated by two clean-shaven Democrats. One was FDR. Name the other.
Harry Truman.
You are right, for $200. Doak, you've got control. What'll it be?
Let's go to the movies.
Let's go to the movies. The first question, if you will, please, deals with Ghost, Young Guns 2, and Pump Up the Volume. And if you will, select one and place your wager now. All right. Oh, everybody gets a shot at one of these. Richard, we'll start with you on the Ghost question. Look at the video wall. Here's a clip from the hit, the film Ghost. Roll the clip, if you will.
Molly, you're in danger.
Now, you can't just blurt it out like that and quit moving around, will you? Because you start to make me dizzy. I'll just tell her in my own way. Molly, you in danger, girl.
Is she ever? In the film, Demi Moore plays a woman whose dearly departed lover is played by Patrick Swayze. Who plays the medium who reunites them?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yes, sir, for $150. For $200, Alice, look to the video wall. Here's a clip from the current hit movie Young Guns 2, and if you will, roll the clip.
I'm not a god.
Why don't you pull the trigger and find out?
Now, the brash young man played there by Emilio Estevez is known to us by a familiar nickname. Give me that nickname.
Steve.
I'm sorry?
Steve.
Steve, no. He was playing Billy the Kid. Billy the Kid, all right? Where are we now with Pump Up the Volume, Doak, worth $250? The popular new film Pump Up the Volume is about a high school student who starts a pirate radio station and becomes a DJ named Hard Harry. Who plays Hard Harry?
Christian Slater.
You are right, sir, for $250. Thought we might get you with that one, Doak. Which one of these last three?
Let's try back in the USSR.
All right, let's see what the questions are for $150. The first one deals with who, what, and where. Select one, please, and make your wager. All right, two what questions at $200. Alice and Doak step up to that challenge from the Latin word Caesar. This royal title... Doak, I didn't finish. Hope you got it.
Tsar.
That's right. The royal title first used by Ivan the Terrible was Tsar. You are correct. Richard, for $250, look to the video wall. By what name do we know this magnificent fortress?
The Kremlin.
That is right. You folks are rolling along here, Doak and Richard. Alice, we've got to do a little catching up with you, and you'll have a chance to do that coming up in the second half of the game when we'll double the value of all of our questions, and we'll be right back.
All news and current events questions are verified by Newsweek magazine. And now, back to the challengers.
Thank you, Don, very much. Before we go any further, Alice, we were back there on the movie question. We were talking about Emilio Estevez, and there was a typo in the question that might have led you to believe that I was asking you for his personal nickname, not his character name. You had $200 at that point. Had we not penalized you, you would have been up to $400. So we're going to fix that right now and give you the $400 and get underway again. All right. Welcome back. Checking the accounts. Doak's out in front with $850, Richard $650, Alice with $400. Ready to start the second half of play. We're going to double the value of all of the questions, and here are the 6 categories we'll play with this time. We've got famous Greeks, plain facts, news around the world, the Beatles, American war heroes, and grab bag. And I believe, Richard, you have control of the game, so if you will, select one.
Plain facts, Dick.
Plain facts it is. Let's take a look at these double-valued questions at $300, equipment, heroines at $400, and baggage tags at $500. Select the one you want to play and make your wager. Across the board, a three-way race. All of our questions will immediately double in value. Everybody's going to go for that $1,000 question now. If you get it, you'll have a chance to go over and pick up the other 2 questions, and it could be worth $2,400 in just this round. All right, for $1,000, get ready to look at the video wall. I'll show you your baggage tag. You tell me the airport where you hope to claim that baggage. Cue the wall, please. Doak.
LaGuardia.
Is right for $1,000. That gives you a substantial lead. Now, Doak, you want to go ahead? There are 2 questions remaining. If you're right, you get the money. If you're wrong, we take it away.
Let's try equipment for $600.
Equipment. Look to the video wall. This bomber was developed in secrecy and flies almost undetectably. It's called the Stealth. What's its military designation?
That's the B-1.
No, sir. It's the B-2. And Alice was all ready to jump in there and give us the answer. You weren't eligible, Alice. Don't you still have control of the game? Famous Greeks, news around the world, the Beatles, American war heroes, and grab bag. What do you like?
Let's go to the Beatles.
The Beatles it is. For $300, the first question deals with the songs, the albums, and the movies. $300 to $500. Wager now, please. There's one from Richard. Doak, have you got it in there? And Alice? All right. People are making me very nervous today. It's a 3-way race again. We'll double the value of the questions. Everybody's going for the $1,000 movie question. Step up to the challenge. After 1966, the Fab Four never played in public again except on one occasion when they were filmed playing on a London rooftop. I hope you got it. I didn't finish the question, Richard.
Let It Be.
That is right. Name the film. There are 2 questions remaining, Richard. If you answer them, you are free to do so. You can leave them up there if you want. If you're right, you win extra money. If you're wrong, we will deduct it.
I think I'll pass it for now.
Pass it for now, all right? Playing it safe. Richard, you've got control. Let me get the subjects back up there for you. You've got famous Greeks, news around the world, American war heroes, and grab bag.
News around the world, Dick.
News around the world. All right, $300 question on the Middle East, the United Nations, the Indian Ocean, $300 to $500. Place your wager. Oh, boy, I thought you were going to do it to me again there for a minute. Richard, for $300, most world leaders have condemned Saddam Hussein's actions in the Middle East, but he's still supported by the PLO. Name that organization's chairman.
Yasser Arafat.
You are right, sir, for $300. Alice and Doak for $400. Step up to the challenge, Alice. In an attempt to resolve the Middle East crisis, the Secretary General... Whoa. What do you think I was going to ask, Alice?
Who is the Secretary General? Javier Perez de Cuellar.
You are absolutely right, and you finished the question. I didn't have to read the question. Now, that sound tells us we're about to move into our final challenge of the day. Now, in this round, you'll be able to wager any or all of your monies in your account on one final question of your choice, and the player making the highest wager will get to answer that question. If you're ready, here is your final challenge of the day. Changes in Eastern Europe. Now, we're going to post odds on the questions, and the higher the odds, the more difficult the question will be. Here are the questions. The first question deals with Romania at even odds. Your wager will be doubled on East Germany, triple the value on Albania. Let me explain. You have 15 seconds to select your question and make your final wager of the day. And I'd like to remind you that in this case, all of that money you have up there is your own money. You've got that. It's just practically in your pocket. It is in your Citibank account. So wager very carefully. The challenge is yours. All right, all of our players' choices have been locked in. We'll start with Alice. Will you please declare?
Okay, I'm going to bet $250 on Romania.
All right, if you punch it in there, there it is for $250 at even odds. Doak, what is your wager?
I went with East Germany for $1,200.
All right, at double the odds. And Richard, where are you going?
Dick, I'm going to go for Albania for $12.55.
Whoa! Everybody is in the race. Questions on Romania, East Germany, and Albania. Coming back in just a moment.
Back to the final challenge, and here's your host, Dick Clark.
Thank you, Don. This is going to be exciting. I got to tell you, we're ready to play the final challenge, and I'd like to point out that the money our players accumulate in their accounts will have a very special value. Don, tell us about it.
Thank you, Dick. All of today's players receive their winnings in a Citibank Visa account. They get all the distinct benefits and exclusive service that only Citibank provides.
I thank you, sir. Now, remember, players, you can do anything you want with the money in your account, including converting it to cash. The final category here is changes in Eastern Europe. And as I say, anybody can come up with a win here. We'll start with you, Alice. You gambled $250 of your $800, and it could give you a grand total of $1,050 on Romania. Last December, the despotic ruler of Romania was overthrown and executed. Name him.
Ceausescu.
You are right, and you've got a grand total of $1,050. Now, Doak, you put $1,200 up there. It could give you a grand total of $3,650, but if you're wrong, you drop down to $50, and Alice, you are in Fat City. So we'll see what happens. I don't want you to root against Doak, but you never know what's going to happen. East Germany. After 18 years, East Germany's communist leader had been in place almost as long as the Berlin Wall. But shortly before the wall fell, he fell. Name him.
Havel.
Sorry. Erich Honecker. Yeah. I'm sorry, Doak. That was a tough one for you. Richard, the race is still on. You started with 1,950. You gambled 1,255. Could give you a grand total of $5,715. On the other hand, it'll be a little less if you don't come out with it. The question is on Albania. In Albania, Europe's last hardcore Stalinist state, there have been recent stirrings of discontent. Citizens have been seeking refuge in foreign embassies in the country's capital city. Name Albania's capital city.
What is Tirana?
You are absolutely right. You got it. $5,715. Now, Alice, you won $1,050. Doak, you picked up $50 today. That isn't too much to brag about, but look what happens when we add your prior winnings. It goes to $9,000. Congratulations to you, Doak. Richard, you've just won your first game. Your account's up to $5,715. Tomorrow, you'll return to meet 2 new players. Find out if you can win your second game on your way to $55,000. We'll see you tomorrow. For now, Dick Clark. So long.
Some contestants today will receive Gitano menswear. When clothing does make the man, Gitano, the spirit of family. Introducing Jovan Musk Actives, a line of aftershaves and deodorants for the man on the go. Jovan Musk Actives for every day. It's here, the next generation in salon-style nail lengtheners, brush-on like polish, gel formula Lee sculptured nails, and a generous supply of Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's tender and juicy bite after bite. At Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right. And Capri Moisturizing Shower Soap. Creamy lather and micro-moisturizing beads soften your skin. Capri gives you softer skin. This is Don Morrow speaking. The Challengers is a Ron Greenberg production in association with Dick Clark Productions.